gone 3 in the morning, and it was a very cold morning. I got the layers on to get the bus to the plane, to the ride for a show at our beloved Scandi Craps in not Copenhagen, but Denmark. Surprised how much of chasing a dream is going to bed early and doing laundry sometimes. But I'll layer up and hit the road. We are here today in chilly Aalborg. I think Aalborg. Returning to our beloved Scandi Grapson BODYSLAM, fighting, mind you, for the Tag Team Championships, which have eluded us before. Pretty excited for it, main event. Should be good. And also we're like sort of back in our habitat element. Safe place. We're back to what we know with 2-on-2 combat doubles. Compared to the last show we did at Progress, where I guess you could argue we overlooked the challenge. We were so thinking about Grizzled Young Vets. Maybe we didn't give the due respect to Sanity and Crew and Lacey.
It's not somber, is it? It's just we're just in this reflective period where, like, this is the nature of independent wrestling, where you just go. We're wrestling every weekend. We're wrestling different teams all the time. That you can't really get too hung up on on every single match and how it defines you as a wrestler, for instance. But I do think it's kind of what we were saying, that we really did need to win more for just like a mental thing, I suppose, just to feel confident being back in Progress, but it didn't really seem to materialize, unfortunately. But that's the nature of triple threats.
I think one of the things for sure we're going to be experimenting with today, the tail end of last year taught me that I need to be a little bit more careful with the old noggin. So maybe the new tactic to pursue for longevity is making every strike really count.
I don't think it necessarily diminishes either or. It's more just interesting, the comparison of where we're both at, right now, mid-January, en route to wrestling each other at the end of the month. That we're here in Denmark, challenging for the BODYSLAM Tag Team Championships in the main event, mind you. And similarly, obviously it's like a bigger occasion, bigger stage. But Grizzled Young Veterans are also challenging for the TNA Tag Team Champions.
Gibson and Drake are built like action figures, so I don't know if Power's going to be the one, but I think if I can bring that up, then at least it won't be a massive discrepancy that they can take advantage of. Might give me a few more years on the old career too, so going to experiment with that a bit tonight.
To be given the opportunity, be given the privilege to be put in the main event to challenge for the tag team titles, and I can only hope that it's a good omen for tonight. Whether that is true, well, time will tell, and hopefully we'll see. Hopefully the next time you come back to me, I've got a title belt over my shoulder. What happened was, we're all balling around first, and then somewhere in amongst all that, Robert Starr gets injured. Me and Mambo, we're not really clocking what's fully going on there. We're just trying to take control of what's happening, and then the second rope explodes when Mambo puts Tomas through a ladder. And then at that point, Mambo and I were looking to finish it off. So let's Dudley boys, let's get the table. And then of course Mambo pulls the table out, and the leg just falls off. At this point, I think we're already wrestling one man on his own. There's no honor. Obviously, we want to become the tag team champions, add another to the trophy cabinet. But at that point, I just feel like, not what is the point, but it's not really how we wanted to win. So I'm already trying to we're already trying to damage control, figure out how we can get out of this, maybe get a rematch.
Denmark is one of my favorite places to wrestle. All the guys in the locker room are so nice, and the crowd are so fun, and the crowd were still very fun. but like our opponent got broken. The ladder didn't break, but it broke the second rope off and broke the ring post. When we got the table, everybody loves tables, of course, and then the table legs broke. But you know what? For all the difference between my expectations going in and the reality of the match, I will say Sunshine Machine kept a pretty cool head under pressure, and even us, I mean, we've only actually been focusedly teaming since the pandemic, but us as wrestlers, if that would have happened to either of us, I think like 4 or 5 years ago, it would have been a very different thing. But we rolled with the punches pretty well. I think, you know, as much as they may be grizzled young veterans, yeah, we're not exactly chump change ourselves in this game, you know what I mean? Longest serving progress wrestler right here, so in a way, to dig a silver lining out of this weekend, I'd say pretty cool under pressure, pretty wily.
Maybe I just romanticized in my own head how the month leading up to Grizzles was going to go, where we'd win at unboxing and then we didn't, that we were going to win the tag team titles at BODYSLAM, which we haven't. So maybe it's just like too much internal pressure. Maybe we just need to, you know, settle down a bit more and just, you know, go back to basics and just kind of, you know, do what Sunshine Machine does.
Who's going to win out of the Sunshine Machine and the Grizzled Young Veterans? Come on, is that a stupid question? Are you asking me seriously? After the history that I have with Sunshine Machine, I have the history with him, with the history with them. They're ridiculous. They're terrible, awful wrestlers. There is no way in hell they're going to beat the Grizzled Young Veterans. The GYV for life. Hoo. GYV.
I think it's obviously going to be Sunshine Machine. Come on. Sunshine Machine have wrestled 100 matches this year. Well, last year, 2023. Grizzled Young Veterans wrestled like 5.
For me, there's no possibility the Sunshine Machine could win. No. Because the TK was just TK. Yeah. Like a Mambo and just, you know, eliminates himself in matches.
And I don't want him to win.
No,
like,
I don't either.
I actively do not want Sunshine Machine to win. No. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So like, I will be happier if I just pay my own way to this show to make sure that they actually lose.
Honestly,
So,
I'd rather see 2 Pro contenders beat Sunshine Machine, let alone
easy. Yeah,
I think it could.
Dave Francisco, handicap match.
Yeah.
Sunshine Machine.
Easy. Dave Francisco win. Big W Francisco on it. So it is.
I love it.
I was going to win the Sunshine Machine of the Vets. It's tough, right? Because I want to just turn around and say Sunshine Machine are going to win. Like, they're my boys. I've known TK and Mambo for, I don't know, 10 plus years probably now. They used to come to my training sessions in, you know, a railway arch in Brixton every Tuesday night. And I've watched them grow, and I've watched them become like this premier tag team in not just Britain but Europe. And like, it's come full circle now where like, I genuinely look up to them. I look at the way that they present themselves as a European product, a European export, and they're the hottest thing in tag team wrestling in the UK right now. But then on the other side of the coin, Sunshine Machine are gonna find out that there are levels to this, and the Vets have been at a different level than Sunshine Machine have got to yet. And that's not me saying that I don't think that Sunshine Machine can get to those levels. I absolutely think they can. I think they can exceed those levels. You know, the world is their oyster, but until you get in there with a team like the Vets, it's very hard to know what to expect. And
the thing is, I remember when me and Mark wrestled Sunshine Machine, because obviously that was just a little over a year ago now at unboxing. I was super pumped for the opportunity. I've wrestled TK a couple of times also. Obviously I've wrestled Mambo a few times too, but they're a different thing as a tag team, aren't they? It's like the sum of the
whole is greater than the sum of the parts. I'm not quite sure what the what the phrase is, but it's certainly true with those two. As good as TK is and as good as Mambo is, combined they are better than the both of them separately. I knew that going in, and I definitely knew that coming out of the match at Unboxing. I'm super proud of it. And at that point in my life in wrestling, I was actually pretty sure that I was done. I kind of already knew that the writing job was on the table, and I considered that my retirement from Progress Wrestling, handing over those shields to TK and Mambo, will always be one of my treasured memories in the ballroom. And we passed them the torch in that moment, but it was purely artistic passing of the torch, because they took that torch months prior. They took that torch during the darkest period of Progress Wrestling, the darkest period of British Wrestling, the darkest period of British society, quite frankly, at least in my lifetime, during a pandemic where if you were a performer, you couldn't perform. But they went out there and they performed in front of nobody, and they kept it going, and when it came back in front of an audience, they already had that torch. But you flip it on the other side and you talk about the Grizzled Young Vets, and me and Mark wrestled those two guys in the ballroom as well. In fact, you got two teams here that beat me and Mark in the ballroom. It's easy to forget how good the Grizzled Young Veterans are, but go back and watch TakeOver Blackpool 1. Go back and watch them winning the NXTUK Tag-Team titles from Mustache Mountain. Go back and watch their entire body of work around that time. Their Tag-Team Championship reigns of Progress. You have to realise that when you watch their body of work, that they were just the best tag team. When we talk about our Sunshine, the best tag team in Britain, probably. Are they the best tag team in Europe? Probably one of. These guys were the best tag team in the world at one point, in my mind. And I think in Zack and James's minds, they still are the best tag team in the world. You all just must have forgot. It's just a perfect storm. And not only that, you've got a team that the ballroom love with a passion, taking on a team that I'm pretty sure the ballroom are gonna hate with vitriol. So it's magic, and it's the first show of the year for Progress Wrestling, but you've got 2, 3, 4 matches on the card that could be in contention for the match of the year by December 2024. And this one's definitely one of them.
And right now it's Sunshine Machine! We talk about the best in the UK, one of the best teams in the UK right here. TK Cooper, Chuck Mambo, two of my favourite people as well.
January is, I have learned, time shaking off the Christmas cobwebs. It's another weekend of losses.
Yeah, crazy. Do we just this is statistically a really, really bad run for us at the moment across the board. Lose. But it's different though. It's different from unboxing where I think we were just so like, oh god, it doesn't work. This is like we're done.
Even unboxing, to be honest with you, I was sad to lose. It was very nice to be back in Rutherford.
Yeah,
as a team, the team of Rutherford. But it was a moment. But this weekend, something happened that was rough there, and rings broke, and tables broke, and people broke.
Yeah, I took a key crush out.
Yeah.
Nose as well.
Somehow I feel like
Yeah, weirdly losing today makes me feel better than losing yesterday and losing at unboxing.
it's like when you drink too much on Friday and then you drink too much on Saturday and you feel good again on Sunday.
Yeah, like that. Literally, the next show we have is Grizzled. So that was it. That's our warm up. What have we? Yeah, isn't that weird?
I'd say we've identified areas for improvement, and 2 weeks is.
Yeah, we've got time to
do that.
time to put a little bits and pieces together.
So.
The wrestling world has forgotten how good the Grizzled Young Veterans are. TNA just found out how good they are. Revolver's found out how good they are. OTT's found out how good they are. Everybody, Hog found out how good they are. And on January 28th in the Electric Ballroom, Progress are gonna find out how good they are, and so are the Sunshine Machine. So Sunshine Machine can win. I'm just not sure they will win.